Class, let's answer our handouts for other percentage taxes or OPT. Apply natin lahat ng pinagsusulat ko sa board. Okay? So, in-erase ko muna sa right side para may space tayo for the solution. And then, i-retain ko yung sections 116 and 117. Okay, let's go to problem number 1. Problem number 1, question 1. Okay, if Mr. X is not a VAT registered taxpayer, his percentage tax due for the month is. And then, question number 2, if Mr. X is a VAT registered taxpayer. Okay, let's read the given. Mr. X operates a Korean restaurant in Banawe, Quezon City. Its annual gross sales do not exceed 3 million. In March 2021, the gross sales amounted to 220,000, while purchase of goods subject to VAT is 30,000 and not subject to VAT, 52,000. Okay, question 1. If Mr. X is not a VAT registered, so class, ano i-apply natin dyan? Well, subject to OPT siya. Tama? Section 116, which is 3% or 1%. Kasi hindi siya VAT registered. So, ang gagawin ko lang dito, class, yung percentage tax niya is 220,000 times, well, tingnan natin kung anong year, kung anong month and anong year. Nakalagay dyan, March 2021. So, March 2021, pasok siya dito sa 1%. Tama? So, ang sagot natin dito, class, 220,000 times 1%, it's simply 2,200 as other percentage tax. Okay, so let's say, class, nangyari yan before July 1, 2020 and after June 30, 2023. So, ang gagawin natin dito, class, 3% naman. 220,000 times 3%, that is 6,600. Pero syempre, ito yung sagot natin. Pinakita ko lang, what if 3% yung ginamit natin. Alright? So, 220,000 times 0.0366. So, that's for question 1. Question number 2, if Mr. X is a VAT registered taxpayer. Ngayon, class, kapag VAT registered ka, kahit hindi sumobra ng 3 million yung gross sales mo, subject to VAT ka pa rin. Tama? So, output tax natin, compute natin, class, it's 220,000 times 12%. Okay, 220,000 times 12%. You get 26,400. And then yung input tax natin, that is how much daw yung purchases. Nakalagay dyan 30,000. Plus, ignore mo yung not subject to VAT na 52,000 kasi we learned last time na dapat yung binilan mo, yung purchases mo, VAT registered before ka makapag-claim ng input tax. So, 30,000 times 12%, that is 3,600. Okay, 26,400 minus 36. Answer natin dito, class, 22,800. This is our VAT payable, 22,800. So, class, siguro gusto ko lang i-highlight na if you are subject to OPT, well, alam natin, hindi ka pwede mag-claim ng input VAT. Tama? So, pwede ka na mag-claim ng input VAT if VAT registered taxpayer ka. Right? So, final answers, question 1, 2,200 na OPT. Question number 2, VAT natin is 22,800. Okay? So, let's go to problem number 2. Kasi madali lang class yung computation for OPT. No? It's just a matter of knowing kung anong tax rates yung gagamitin mo. Ayun, actually, yun lang. Let's go to number 2. Mr. X is a self-employed individual, is a non-registered VAT taxpayer who operates a milk tea shop. The following information were provided in 2021. Okay, gross sales, sales discounts, so minus mo na yung sales discount. Kasi class, we learned last time, pag gross sales, minus mo yung discounts, returns, and allowances. So 500,000 minus 60,000, that's 440,000. Purchases from VAT-registered suppliers and business expenses. The percentage tax due is, okay, so non-VAT registered taxpayer siya, tapos hindi rin sumobra ng 3 million. Well, ang gagawin natin dyan, problem number 2, question 1, therefore, 440,000, yung annual gross sales, multiply natin by, nakalagay dyan, 2021. So, pasok siya dito. 1% pa din. 440,000 times 1%, 4,400 percentage tax. OPT. Okay, under section 116. Ngayon, class, if before July 1, 2020 and after June 30, 2023, sagot natin dyan, 440,000 times 3%. Okay, pakita ko lang. 440,000 times 0.03, 30,200. Okay, pero sagot natin, 444 question 1. Question number 2. If Mr. X opted to be taxed at 8%, pwede kasi individual siya, and then may business siya, self-employed, pwede siya mag-8%, tama? He will be liable to A, subject to VAT, no? Kasi sabi ko dito, pag nag-8% ka, it's either VAT or OPT, so mali na yung A. VAT exempt but subject to 1% o 1% OPT, okay? And then 12% VAT or 1% OPT at his option. Okay, so ang mangyayari dito, class, actually mali yung A, B, and C kasi pag nag-8% ka, exempt ka both sa VAT and OPT. Tama? Again, pag nag-8% ka, nandun na yung 3%. So, hindi mo na siya separately babayaran. So, ang sagot dito is dog, none of the above. Okay? Not subject to VAT or OPT. Yun yung sagot dito sa question number 2. Question number 3. If Mr. X voluntarily registered for VAT, okay, A, he is subject to OPT. No. Subject to VAT na siya. B, he is subject to 12% or 1% at his option. Walang ganung rule, ha? Walang at his option. C, he is exempt from OPT. If he opted to be taxed at 8%, no. Answer is dog, he is subject to 12% VAT. Okay. So, ganun lang. Easy. Let's go to number 3. Mr. X operates various vehicles flying all throughout Metro Manila. The gross receipts for the month per type of vehicles are shown below. So basically, application nito class yung, tignan natin, yung CCT or Common Carriers Tax. Meron siyang jeepney, taxi, grab and truck, and pedicab. Okay. Now, tingnan mo class, yung jeepney, taxi and grab. Okay, ito siya. Taxi, jeepney, grab, passengers yan. Sigurado tayo passengers yan or persons yung transport niyan. Yung truck naman, cargos yan. Goods or cargos. Tama? Pag truck. So, lagay mo dyan. Jeepney, taxi, grab, persons. Pag truck, cargos. Yung pedicab, exempt yan, class. Alam mo, exempt yan. Hindi yung gabayad ng business tax yan. Okay, so let's go to question 1. The percentage tax due on Mr. X is... So, tingnan natin, class. Yung jeepney, taxi, and grab, i-total mo yan. So, 20,000 plus 15,000 plus 25,000, 60,000 yung total. Tama? Total natin is 60,000. Now, class, multiply mo yan sa 3% CCT natin or the Common Carriers Tax. 60,000 times 0.03, you have 1.8. Okay? 1.8 na CCT. Tama? Ngayon, class, yung truck, lagay ko dito yung truck, na 30,000, depende kung VAT registered or non-VAT registered. So, class, sa question 1, kasi question 2 nakalagay, if VAT registered daw. So, sa question 1, assume natin, not VAT registered. So, lagay ko dito, non-VAT registered. Pag non-VAT registered ka, tingnan mo kung sumobra ka ng 3 million. Hindi naman kasi 30,000 lang to. So, ibig sabihin, multiply natin yan by Section 106. Either 3% or 1%. Wala sinabi sa problem kung anong year. So, sabihin natin 1%. Times 1%. Okay, so 30,000 times 1%, 300. So, total natin na percentage tax, 1.8 plus 300, that is 2,100. Final answer mo dito, class, 2.1. Take note, yung 3% na CCT, ito yung Section 117. Tama? Ito siya. Common Carriers Tax. Yung 1% na to, class, ito yung Section 116. Actually, pwedeng 1% or 3%. Depende sa year or month na given sa problem. Walang sinabi, so 1% gamitin natin. Pwede rin 3%, okay? So, add mo yan, 2,100 yung percentage tax. Assuming, non-VAT registered si Mr. X. Okay, so 2.1 yung sagot natin for question 1. Question number 2. What if VAT registered? Ito, class, ingat ka dito. Pag VAT registered si Mr. X, yung CCT natin is still, okay? Ang tanong is, ano daw, how much daw yung output VAT? Computin na rin natin yung percentage tax. Times 3% CCT, okay? May 1.8 pa rin siyang babayaran na Common Carriers Tax. Whether VAT registered ka or non-VAT registered. Tandaan mo yung class, kasi sabi ko, yung Section 117, independent siya sa Section 116. Basta yung buses, taxis, jeepneys na yan, mga domestic carriers, regardless of the amount, hindi important yung 3 million threshold. Laging multiply by 3%. Okay? Kaya ito, whether non-VAT registered or VAT registered, meron kang CCT na 1,800. Okay? Now, computin natin yung VAT. Okay, so output tax ni Mr. X, well, ang subject to VAT lang dyan, yung truck. Okay? Yung truck natin, 30,000 times 12%, that is 3,600. Well, walang sinabing source ng input tax. So, sagot natin, VAT payable, 3,600. Okay? Final answer sa question 1, 2.1. Question 2, 3.6. So, ulit-ulitin ko, Section 117 is independent from Section 116. 3 million threshold, hindi siya important sa Section 117. Laging 3% CCT pag passengers. Okay? Alan. Alright. Let's go to number 4. ABC Transport Company is a transportation contractor based in Guagua, Pampanga. During the month of November, okay, it reported the following gross receipts from transport of passengers. Pag transport of passengers, lagyan mo dyan, automatic, 3% CCT. Lagyan mo dyan, 3% CCT. Transport of cargo. Pag cargo, VAT or 116. Okay? Pag silent, nakalagay, sinabi ba dito ang VAT registered or hindi? So, assume natin na VAT registered. Okay? So, VAT yan, yung cargo. From rental of cargo to individual lessee. So, cargo na naman. VAT na naman yan. Okay? Rental to balikbayans with chauffeur. Pag sabi chauffeur, driver lang. Ibig sabihin ng pinasosyal lang. Chauffeur is driver. Ito siya, yung car for rent. Okay? So, ulitin ko, yung transport of passengers, 3% CCT. Yung transport of cargo and rental of cargo, 12% VAT. Okay? Yung rental to balikbayans, 3% CCT din yan. Okay? Sige. Kasi car for rent yan. Yung pag, for example, nagre-renta ka ng, sa airport ka, mag-rent ka ng car pa uwi. Okay? Yung operator ng car na yon, hindi yung driver, yung operator ng car na yon, subject yan sa 3% CCT. Okay, what is the percentage tax due for problem number 4? Question 1. Gagawin ko lang dyan, class, yung transport of passengers na 700,000 and then yung rental to balikbayan, lagi ko lang rental na 150,000. Add ko lang yan, 850. Multiply ko by 3% na CCT. Okay, 850,000 times 0.03. 25,500. Answer natin, percentage tax is 25,500. Question number 2. The VAT due of ABC if it is VAT registered. Pala, minensyon naman pala, if it is VAT registered. Well, meron tayong output tax. Ano yung subject to VAT dyan? Yung cargo na 300 plus 250 na, ayan, cargo. So, 550,000 times 12%. Let's compute. 550,000 times 12%, 66,000. And then, since VAT registered yan, pwede mag-claim ng input tax yan. Okay, input tax natin is 6,000, right? So 6,000, which is 50,000 times 12%. Okay, so 50,000 times 12%, kasi nakalagay dyan, payments to VAT registered persons during the same month, 50,000. So 50,000 times 12%, that is 6,000. 66 minus 6, you have 60,000. VAT payable natin or VAT due natin is 60,000. So final answer, class, 25.5 percentage tax for question 1. Question 2, VAT due natin is 60,000. Okay, easy. Let's go to number 5. Problem number 5. Question number 1, how much is the percentage tax payable? Question number 2, how much is the VAT payable? Okay, ABC Transport Company operates 10 units of buses. During the month of December, it had the following data in its books. Receipts from passengers. Pag passengers, lagay mo dyan, 3% CCT. So, indicate mo yun sa gilid. Receipts from cargoes, VAT. Okay. Receivables, passengers, receivable cargoes. Hindi pa yan subject to business tax. Okay, tandaan mo, class, ano ba yung subject to business tax? Annual gross sales or receipts. Okay, pag sales, sale of goods. Tama? Pag receipts, sale of services. Receipt, ibig sabihin, na-receive mo na. Actually received or constructively received. Dito, receivables pa lang. So, hindi pa yan considered as receipts. Hindi pa yan subject to business taxes. So, mag-X ka dyan, receivables, hindi yan subject, receivables, no. Payments for repair or transportation units, pwedeng source ng input tax yan. Salaries of personnel, ignore. Purchase of spare parts, pwedeng input tax yan. Okay, kasi yan yung materials mo, tama? Registration with LTO, expense yan, okay? Ignore mo lang yan. Premium zone insurance can also be source of input tax. Okay, question number 1, how much is the percentage tax payable? Well, basically, class, ang gagawin ko lang dyan, sa question 1, I have yung passengers, no? Passengers na 4 million subject to 3% CCT. 4 million times 3%. Answer natin, class, 120,000 common carriers tax. That's your percentage tax payable. 120,000. This one. Okay, question number 2. How much is the VAT payable? Assume amounts above or VAT exclusive. Ibig sabihin, wala pa daw VAT. It means, diretso multiply tayo ng 12%. Output tax, which is, ano yung mga vatable dyan? Yun, yung receipts from cargoes. 400,000 times 12%, that is 48,000. And then, input tax natin, plus add natin yung 40,000 na repairs of transport units, plus purchase of spare parts na 70, plus premiums on insurance, 20,000, that is 130,000. 130,000 times 12%, times 0.12, you get input tax of 15,600, 48,000 output tax minus 15,600, 32,400 VAT payable. That is letter dog. Letter D, VAT payable of 32,400. Problem number 6, ABC Corporation has been granted a legislative franchise. During the preceding year, its gross receipts did not exceed 10 million. Plus, ano yung importance yan? Alala nyo sa VAT discussion natin last meeting. Yung 10 million, para yan sa TV and radio franchise grantees, tama? Yung 10 million previously, pag sumobra ka ng 10 million, okay, sa prior year mo, mandatory registration yan. Tama? 10 million yung threshold, hindi 3 million, okay? 10 million. Kaya sabi dyan, did not exceed 10 million. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya required to register for VAT, okay? During the first quarter of the current year, it reported the following data. Gross receipts net of tax, okay, 2.5 million, ibig sabihin ng net of tax excluding tax, okay, kung ano man yan, kung OPT man yan or VAT. Disbursements to VAT registered exclusive of tax. Net of tax, exclusive of tax, magkamukha lang ibig sabihin yan, okay? Scenario 1, ABC Corporation is a radio and TV broadcasting franchisee. So scenario 1, pag TV or radio, ano class yung franchise tax natin dyan? Tama ba? Pag radio or TV, tingnan yung lecture nyo, it's 3%. Tama? 3% yan. So, ibig sabihin, class, ang sagot lang natin dyan sa scenario number 1 is 2.5 million gross receipts, multiply natin by 3%, okay, 2.5 million times 0.03, 75,000. Answer for scenario 1 is 75,000. Got it? Take note, class, in-ignore natin yung disbursements. Again, hindi ka pwede mag-claim ng input tax kapag subject ka to percentage tax. Gets? Okay. So, it's gross receipts natin, 2.5 million times franchise tax natin for radio and TV is 3%, 75,000. Scenario number 2. Okay, what if naman class, water or gas? So pag water or gas, yung franchise tax natin, tingnan nyo yung lecture natin, water or gas, it's 2% franchise tax. So 2.5 million times 2%. Okay, 2.5 million times 2%. Answer natin class, 50,000. 50,000, final answer natin sa scenario number 2. Scenario number 3. Okay, ABC Corporation is an electricity franchise grantee. Yung na-mention natin class, under section 119. Section 119 yung franchise grantees eh. Ang nakalagay lang dyan, gas and water and radio and television. Again, pag gas and water, 2%, radio television, 3%. Ngayon class, pag ibang klaseng franchise na, dito electricity. Okay, electricity franchise grantee, siguro Meralco, ganyan. Subject to VAT na yan. Okay, vatable yan, hindi yan subject to franchise tax. Alright? So, ang gagawin natin dyan class, scenario number 3, meron tayong output tax na how much yan? 2.5 million times 12%. 300,000. Okay, input tax. Nakalagay dyan, VAT registered naman yung binila natin, 700,000 times 0.12, 84,000. Therefore, yung VAT payable natin, 300,000 minus 84, 216,000. 216,000 na VAT. This is our answer for scenario number 3. Ulitin ko, pag wala ka sa TV, radio, water, gas, vatable ka na. Right? 216,000 VAT. Scenario number 4. Same as scenario number 1, but the gross receipts total 12 million. Okay. Ano yung importance ng 12 million? Ibig sabihin, na-breach mo yung 10 million threshold. Okay, gawa natin yung dalawang scenario pa under scenario 4. What if yung 12 million happened last year? Okay? And then, yung 12 million happened this year. Gets ba? Okay. Pag nangyari siya last year, automatic, subject to VAT na yan. Tama? So, vatable ka na. Kasi yun yung rule natin last meeting. Naalala nyo yun? Pag prior year mo, okay, the previous 12-month period, pag sumobra ng 10 million, automatic, mandatorily, VAT ka na. Okay, vatable ka na. Kaya nakalagay dyan, pag 12 million last year, VAT na yan. Pag 12 million this year, next year ka pa magiging vatable. Nakuha mo yan? Okay, kasi ang basis natin previous year eh. So next year ka pa vatable. So ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Okay, so 12 million last year, subject ka na sa VAT, pero hindi sinabi sa problem na VAT registered ka. Well, yung binilan mo na disbursements, VAT registered. Pero hindi sinabi sa problem na ikaw, si ABC Corporation, VAT registered. That's why, for this one, wala kang input tax. Okay, ang gagawin ko lang dyan, 2.5 million times 12%, yung output tax ko, yun na rin yung VAT ko. Does that make sense? So 2.5 million times 0.12, you get 300,000. Sagot ko dito, class, 300,000 na VAT. So again, mag-claim ka ng input tax kapag sinabi sa problem na si ABC Corporation, VAT registered. Tama? Kasi ito, mandatory ito eh. Ibig sabihin ng mandatory, kailangan mo pa-register sa BIR as VAT. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na nagpa-register ka. Okay? Ang mga consequence pag hindi ka nagpa-register, subject ka to output tax, pero hindi ka pwede mag-claim ng input tax. Tama? Unless sabihin sa problem na nag-register siya sa KBIR, mag-i-input tax tayo dyan. Therefore, magiging sagot mo, 216. Okay? Wala naman sinabi, so wala kang input tax, 300 sagot natin dyan. Now, what if 12 million this year? So, ibig sabihin class, subject ka pa rin sa franchise tax. Tama? Sabi dyan, scenario 1, so radio and TV, that is 3%. Gagawin ko lang dyan, class, 12 million times franchise tax of 3%. Okay, 12 million times 0.03, you get 360,000. 360,000, this is your franchise tax. Okay, like a franchise tax. Alright, 360,000. That's for problem number 6. So, mabilis lang. Yeah. Problem number 7. Release ko na to, class. Okay, so let's read the given for problem number 7. Nandito Telecom has the following data for the month of October 2021. Gross receipts from domestic calls. Okay, and gross receipts from domestic calls, overseas calls originating in the Philippines, purchase of supplies used in connection with domestic calls, purchase of equipment, business expenses. Okay, overseas communications tax. Anong section yung class? Section 120. Yung number 5 natin, section 120. Tingnan natin ha. Tingnan mo na lecture mo. Pag Philippines to Philippines, VAT, subject to VAT. Philippines to abroad, yun yung subject to 10% OCT o Overseas Communications Tax. Abroad to Philippines, wala yan. Outside the Philippines yan, exempt yan. Okay? So yun yung apply natin. Gross receipts from domestic calls, lagay mo dyan, VAT. Overseas calls originating in the Philippines, lagay mo dyan, 10% OCT. Purchase of supplies used in connection with VAT or with domestic calls, net of VAT. Source of input, VAT. Purchase of equipment used in connection with both domestic and overseas calls, source of input, VAT din yan. Kaya lang, ginamit mo daw both for domestic and overseas. So, i-allocate natin later. And you have business expenses. Okay, so number 7, question 1. What is our OCT, Overseas Communications Tax? Well, 2 million times 10%. Ganoon lang, 200,000, letter boy. Okay, letter B. Ganoon lang simple. Ngayon, how much daw yung VAT payable natin? Yung VAT payable natin, compute mo natin class yung output tax. Output tax, yung subject to VAT natin is the 4 million, yung domestic calls. 4 million times 12%, 480,000. Tama? Yung input tax natin, tingnan natin class. Input tax, okay, dalawa yung sources natin dyan. Yung isa, yung purchase of supplies, lahat yan ginamit sa domestic calls, so 500,000 times 12%. Okay, 12%, that is 60,000. Add natin dyan class yung 700,000 na ginamit for both domestic and overseas times 12%. Allocate natin using using yung gross receipts. Ang kailangan natin yung domestic, 4 million yung domestic, overseas 2 million, so times 4 over 6. Okay, so computing natin class, 700,000 times 12% times 4 over 6, you get 56,000. 60,000 plus 56,000, that's 116,000. Output tax, and you have input tax. Therefore, yung VAT payable natin, 480 minus 116,000, you get 364,000, letter A. Letter A. Alright. Number 8. Doon naman tayo sa banks. ABC Bank has the following financial information for the months of November and December. Okay. Interest income with maturity of less than 5 years. You have rentals and you have net trading gain or loss. Okay, erase muna. So sige, refer tayo sa G-sheets natin class. Recall muna natin kung ano yung mga tax rates for banks. Okay, nandun siya sa section 121 or number 6. Pag interest, 5 years or less, 5%. Less than 5 years, 1%. Dividend, 0%. Royalties, rental, 7%. Net trading gains, 7%. Okay, so gagawin ko lang dyan for the month of November and for the month of December. Okay, dito yung interest. You have rentals and we have gain or loss. Net trading gain or loss. Doon muna tayo sa interest income. Less than 5 years, tama ba? Interest income with maturity of less than 5 years. So, ilan yun? 5% yung gagamitin natin. 600,000 for November times 5%. You get 30,000. So, 30,000. December, 750,000 times 5%. 37,500. Okay? Minultiply ko lang by 5%. So, dito, 5%. Rentals natin, I think 7% yan. 7% yung rentals. Month of November, 350,000 times 7%. 24,500. Month of December, 200,000 times 7%. 14,000. Okay, now, for the net trading gains, 7% din. Take note class na loss ka nung November. Ang term na ginamit, net trading gains. So, ibig sabihin, pag lang gain, pag net gain, doon ka lang magkakaroon ng tax. Pag net loss, hindi. Okay? So, 0 for November. For December naman class, meron tayong gain na 80,000, pero may loss ka na November. I-offset mo yun. Pwede mo i-offset yun. So, 80,000 minus 50,000, yung loss dun sa previous month. So, that's 30,000, right? Times 7%, 2,100. 2,1. Okay, so let's add. November muna, 30,000 plus 24,500, 54,500. For the month of December, 37,500, 14,000 plus 2,100, 53,600. Letter boy. Letter boy. Number 9. ABC Insurance Company, a domestic corporation, received the following premiums. Punta tayo sa section 123 or yung number 8 natin. Ano class yung rules natin dito? Pag life insurance, tingnan mo yung notes natin ha. Kapag life insurance, 2%. Kapag non-life, 12% VAT. Okay? So tingnan natin. Meron tayong life insurance, cash receipts, promissory notes, kahit yung promissory notes na yan, taxable na agad yan. Okay? Life insurance yan. Yung fire and marine, non-life yun. So ang gagawin natin dito, for number 9, question 1, the percentage tax due, so kunin mo yung life insurance. 1.5 million plus 300,000, 1.8 million. 1.8 million, yung insurance tax natin is 2%. Okay? 1.8 million times 0.02, 36,000. Answer, 36,000, letter C. Kapag non-life naman class, okay, add natin yung fire and marine, 500,000 plus 650,000. Lagay mo dyan, 1,150,000. Multiply mo dyan class by, pag non-life is subject to VAT, times 12%. Output VAT natin, times 0.12, 138,000. 138,000, that is letter A. Okay, easy. Mga ganun lang class, di ba? Ilan lang to? Ilang items ba to? 14. Oh, number 10 na tayo. Ganun lang kabilis yan. Let's go to number 10. ABC Insurance Corporation, a domestic corporation, had the following collections from insurance premiums. Okay, health and accident insurance, 1,750. Lagay mo dyan, life insurance yan. 2%. Lagay mo 2%. Car insurance, non-life, VAT. Life and disability, life insurance, 2%. Property insurance, that's non-life insurance, VAT. Premiums collected as agent of a foreign insurance company. Kapag agent of foreign insurance company, nandun siya sa section 124. Okay, pag through agent, 4%. Lagay mo dyan, 4%. Ngayon, kapag diretso yung owner, yung nag-obtain ng insurance, 5% yun. Pero dito, through agent, 4%. Purchase of supplies for use in non-life business, source ng input VAT ngayon yan. Okay? So yeah, question 1. The percentage tax due is, ganito gagawin ko dyan class, yung life insurance natin, add nga natin, 1,750,000 plus 1.2 million. Nakuha nyo ba yung 2,950,000? So 2,950,000, life insurance, 2% yan eh. 2,950,000 times 2%, you get 59,000. Okay, so 59,000. What else? Yung as agent, tama, as agent of a foreign insurance company, 2 million yan times 4%. Right? 2 million times 0.04, you get 80,000. Ngayon, 59,000 plus 80,000, you get 139,000. Answer natin sa question 1 is letter A, 139,000. Question number 2, VAT payable naman. Aling class dito yung VAT payable? Yung mga non-life insurance. How much yan? So, lagay natin dito, output tax. Computin natin class yung output tax. Non-life natin is, huwag natin lagay solution dyan. Non-life natin is 850,000 yung car insurance. Yung property insurance, 1.4 million. Add natin yun, 2,250 times 12%. Output tax natin, 270,000. Okay? Input tax natin, dun sa last line item, nakita mo yung purchase of supplies for non-life business, 300,000. So, assume natin na VAT registered yung binila niya yan. Times 12%, 36,000. So, 270 minus 36,000, yung VAT payable natin. So, minus 270, you get 234,000. 234,000, VAT. Answer is boy. Okay? So, boy. Alright, so that's for number 10. Question 1 is A, 139. Question 2 is boy, 234. Question number 11. Erase ko na to, class. Okay. So question number 11, Mr. John Aratea, okay, operates a cockpit in Zamboanga del Sur. Inside the cockpit is a restaurant which he also operates. The data during the month of July 2021 are as follows. So for this one, amusement taxes tayo, okay? So dun tayo sa number 10, his section 125, just a quick review. Pag boxing, 10%. Pag professional basketball, 15%. Take note, professional ang term na ginamit na hindi amateur. Professional basketball, 15%. Cockpits, cabarets, night or day clubs, 18%. High alay and racetracks, 30%. Now, important dito, ang liable, si operator, si proprietor, si lessee. Sabi dyan, si John Aratea daw operates, siya yung liable dyan, okay? Hindi yung mga participants ng cockpit, alright? By the way, class, ngayon kasi nauuso yung online sabong eh, tama? Yung e-sabong, di ba? Sikat na sikat sa Facebook yan. Yung online sabong na yan, class, actually, currently may nakafile ng bill dyan, okay? So, isa subject na siya, bill pa rin, okay? Bill pa lang siya. Isa subject yan sa 5% na amusement tax. Okay, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari sa bill na yan. Pero, basically, yun yung update dyan, no? Okay, now, tingnan natin, class, ha? So, merong cockpit, merong restaurant sa loob. Ganun nangyari. So, gross receipts from gates and receipts from advertisements inside the cockpit. So, ito yung receipts niya para dun sa cockpit. Ito naman yung receipts sa restaurant. So, dalawa yung business, ha? Okay. So, restaurants naman, merong sale of food and beverages, merong sale of liquor, merong disbursements net of VAT, disbursements not subject to VAT. Okay. Sige, tingnan natin, class. How much daw yung amusement tax? Ganito yan. Yung amusement tax dito, so, yung gross receipts from gates, 600,000, 18% yan amusement. Lagay mo dyan 18%. Okay? Yung receipts from advertisements inside the cockpit area, subject din yan sa 18% na amusement tax. Ngayong class, since si Mr. Aratea din, yung owner ng restaurant, okay? Ibig sabihin, yung sale of food and beverage and sale of liquor, subject din yan sa amusement tax. Tanda mo yun, ha? Okay. So, lagay ko dito. Number 11, question 1. How much daw dyan yung amusement tax? Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Add ko lang lahat yan. So, 600,000. So, sabayan nyo ako mag-compute. 600 plus 50 plus sale of food and beverages, 60 plus sale of liquor, 80. Nakuha mo yung 790,000. 790,000 times amusement tax pag cockpit, 18%. Okay? Times 18%, you get 142,200. Sagot natin, class, amusement tax of 142,200. Got it? Question number 2. Assuming that the restaurant is owned and operated by Mr. Soriano, a non-VAT registered person, the business tax payable by Mr. Soriano is, so sa point of view ni Mr. Soriano tayo, ha? So si Aratea, siya yung may-ari ng cockpit area. Sa scenario 2, sa question 2, yung restaurant naman, si Mr. Soriano. So, ano mangyayari dyan, sir? So, since si Mr. Soriano may-ari nun, and then, hindi daw siya VAT registered, therefore, subject sa section 116, okay? May sinabi ba yung year? Meron, July 2021. So, pasok siya dito. 1%, okay? Gagawin ko dyan, sa point of view ni Mr. Soriano, gross receipts niya sa restaurant. Tama ba? Sa restaurant, which is yung sale of food and beverage and sale of liquor. So 60,000 plus 80,000, 140,000. 140,000 times yung 1% under Section 116, OPT, ilan yan? 1,400. Sagot natin, 1,400. Okay? So again, pag before July 1, 2020 and after June 30, 3% gagamitin mo dyan. Okay? So 1%, 1,400. Question 3. Assuming that the restaurant is owned and operated by Mr. Soriano, the percentage tax due of Mr. Aratea, si Mr. Aratea, yung may-ari ng cockpit, is, well, ang grocery receipts lang niya this time, yung grocery receipts from Gates and yung advertisement. So 650. 650 times 18%. Okay? 650 times 18%, that is 117,000. Amusement tax, 117,000. Alright? So ito yung question 3, amusement tax to. Amusement tax. Yung question number 2 naman, OPT under section 116. Okay? Yung question number 1 is also an amusement tax. Take note class, yung question number 3 natin, assuming daw si Mr. Soriano yung may-ari ng restaurant. So that's why, sa point of view ni Aratea, hindi siya magbabayad ng food and beverages and liquor. Si Soriano bahala dyan. Okay? Question number 4, assuming Mr. Soriano is VAT registered, operating the restaurant, what is the business tax payable of Mr. Soriano? Well, subject to VAT siya, gagawin natin, meron siyang output tax. Okay, sa kanya restaurant, tama? So, ibig sabihin, yung sale of food and beverages and liquor, total is 140,000, multiply natin by 12%. 140,000 times 12%, output tax is 16,800. And then, meron ba siyang input tax? I think meron siyang disbursements eh. Pero syempre, pansinin mo lang yung nakalagay na net of VAT. Huwag mo nang pansinin yung not subject to VAT kasi we learned last time na kailangan VAT taxpayer yung binibilan mo before you can claim input VAT. 16,800 minus input VAT of 36. So si Mr. Soriano, meron siyang VAT payable na 13,200, letter A. Yun. Okay, letter A. Let's go to number 12. Mr. X is operator of ABC Coliseum. During the month of August 2021, it had the following gross receipts from various activities. Boxing championship bout between a Mexican and Japanese. Okay, so tanda mo, ang subject to amusement tax dito, yung operator, okay, which is si Mr. X. Hindi yung participants, hindi yung boxers. So, well, nakalagay dyan, championship. So, okay sa ano? Kasi championship match eh. Title match. Kaya lang, bout between a Mexican and Japanese. Kung maalala nyo, class, ang requisites natin for exemption of boxing exhibition, kasi subject to 10% yan eh. Exempted siya if yung isa sa kanila, Filipino citizen. Dito parehong foreigner, Mexican and Japanese. So, hindi siya exempt. Lagay mo dyan, 10% amusement tax. Professional basketball, 15%. Lagay mo dyan, 15% amusement tax. Amateur basketball, take note, professional nakalagay. Pag amateur, vatable yan. VAT yan. Concert by Black Mink, VAT din yan. Okay? Billiards, bowling, darts, wala naman yan sa enumeration eh. Pag wala dyan sa enumeration, wala sa tax code, subject to VAT. Nakuha mo yan? So again, pag nasa tax code, kung ano yung percentage tax doon, yun yung ma-follow natin. Pag wala sa tax code, vatable yan. Right? Question 1. What is the percentage tax payable by Mr. X? Yung boxing, 500,000 times 10%, that's 50,000. Okay? And then yung basketball naman, 250,000 times 15%, 250,000 times 0.15, 37,500. Okay? So 50,000 plus 37,500, 87,500. 87,500 for question number 1. Okay, for question number 2, the output VAT by Mr. X is, okay, add natin lahat class. Amateur basketball, 70,000. Concert, 150. Billiards, 85. Bowling, 25. Darts, 15. Na-compute mo yung 345,000. 345,000, multiply natin by 12%. Wala kang source of input VAT dito, so times 0.12. Answer is 41,400. Okay, 41,400 VAT. This is our final answer. So I think wala siya sa choices, so ignore mo na lang yung choices, but the final answer natin is 41,400 output VAT. Okay. Alright, let's go to number 13. Okay, number 13. Malapit na tayo class. So 2 items na lang. Mr. X, a horse bettor, had the following records of his horses for the month of July 2021. Okay. Horse winnings, type of winnings, ordinary, double, trifecta, quinella. Ayan, sin-explain ko na yung mga may examples tayo kanina dyan. So meron tayong ordinary, merong special, tama? Gross winnings and cost of tickets. So class, if you remember, kapag owner ka ng horse, okay, pag ikaw yung may-ari ng horse, yung tax mo is based on gross winnings. Ilan ulit yan? 10%, tama? Pag owner ka, 10% on gross winnings, okay? Pag bettor ka, depende. Pag ordinary, 10%. Pag special, 4%. Pero based yun sa net winnings naman, pwede mong i-deduct yung cost of tickets. Dito, si Mr. X is a bettor. Therefore, it's either 10% or 4% based on net winnings. So, compute natin yung net winnings. Gross winnings, 550 minus cost of tickets, 150. Net winnings mo, 400,000. Okay? So 400,000, multiply natin yan agad class by 10%. Kasi ordinary eh, tama? So, nilagay ko dito. Para makita niyo yung solution natin. Question 1. Okay, so si WXYZ. Okay? So 400,000 times 10%, 40,000 for ordinary winnings. Okay? Doon tayo sa double, 250,000 minus yung cost of tickets na 80, 170,000. Double is a special, tama? Special winnings yan. So times 4%. Times 0.04, 6,800. Okay, dun tayo sa trifecta. 300 minus 120, that's 180,000 times 4%. 180 times 4%, 7,200. And last one class is 400 minus 150, 250,000 times. Quinella is 4%. 250,000 times 0.04, 10,000. So let's add everything. 40,000 plus 68. 40,000 plus 68 plus 72 plus 10,000. Answer mo dyan, class? Boy, 64,000. Yun. Tanda mo, pag ordinary, 10%. Pag special, double trifecta, quinella, ano isa? Double trifecta, quinella, forecast. Yun, 4% yun. Boy, 64,000. Question number 2. Assuming Mr. X received gross winnings of 200,000 as horse owner, what if the owner siya? During the same month, Mr. X spent 5,000 to prepare his horse. Mr. X's tax on winnings, ignore mo lahat ng expenses or mga costs ni Mr. X kasi ang tax rate mo or tax base mo is gross winnings. So in this case, since owner si Mr. X, 200,000 times gross winnings na 10%. Answer 20,000, letter A. Letter A. Okay, last one. Diba? Bilis lang, sir. Madali lang. Sa pag-OPT, madali lang yung computation. As long as alam mo yung rates na gagamitin mo. Na? Okay. ABC Corporation, a closely held corporation, is engaged in manufacturing laptops and calculators. It has an authorized capital stock of 6 million, shares with par value of 10. It issued 1.5 million shares to the following shareholders. So meron tayong 5 shareholders, A, B, C, D, and E. Total, 1.5 million. On July 2021, ABC Corporation decided to conduct an IPO, okay, and offers 1 million of its unissued shares to the investing public at IPO price. During the IPO period, one of the existing shareholders, C, has decided to sell her entire stake. Okay, actually class, ito yung application ng Section 127, okay? Pag shares of stock listed and traded, STT yan, okay? 6/10 of 1%. Ngayon, pag IPO, depende sa ratio. Tingnan natin later. Pag up to 25%, 4%, 25 to 33 and 1/3%, 2%, and over 33 and 1/3, 1%. Actually class, since ang date dito is July 2021, effective na dito yung Bayanihan Act 2 kasi September 15, 2020 yun. Tama? Yung Bayanihan Act 2, September 15, 2020. So, ibig sabihin, wala nang IPO tax. Dalawang scenario gawin natin. Scenario 1, gawin nating, let's say, before Bayanihan Act 2. Para ma-apply pa rin natin. Okay? Yung isang scenario 2 natin, after Bayanihan Act 2. Okay? So, gawin muna natin before. Para lang ma-apply natin yung concepts. Question 1. How much is the percentage tax due on the primary offering? Okay? Primary offering, again, may tatlong stages tayo. Primary, secondary, and follow-on, follow-through. Yung primary and secondary, yun yung during IPO. Okay? Pag primary, first time mo i-issue sa public. Okay? Pag secondary, during IPO, nagbenta yung existing shareholders dito. Ang existing shareholders natin, ABCD and ABCDE. Okay? Tingnan natin. How much is the percentage tax due on the primary offering? Ganito yan, class. First step, alamin muna natin yung ratio. Okay? Ganito computin yung ratio. Ratio is, kung ilan yung additional shares, ilan ba yung initial na shares? Tama ba, class? 1 million? Tama? 1 million over how much na yung total shares after IPO. So, meron siyang 1.5 million originally, nag-issue ng 1 million. So, therefore, 2.5 million yung denominator mo. Ulitin ko, ito yung issued shares. Okay? Yung new issuance, lagay ko, new issuance, which is 1 million during IPO. Ito yung total after the IPO. Okay? 1 million over 2.5 million, that is 40%. 40% and okay, 40%. Pag 40% yung ratio, nakita mo dyan class over 33 and 1/3, gagamitin natin 1% na IPO tax. Okay, so 1% IPO tax. So sir, paano ko computein yan? Well, tingnan natin. So let's compute. Okay, so 1 million yung in-issue times, how much in-issue yan? 12.5 per share. Multiply natin sa 1% na IPO tax. Okay, 1 million times 12.5 times 0.001. Okay, ulit natin. 1% pala. 1 million times 12.5 times okay, 01, 125,000. 125,000. Answer natin for question 1 is 125,000. Take note class, ang liable dyan, ang magbabayad niyan si ABC Corporation. Okay? Kasi siya yung issuing corporation. Tama? Siya yung nag-issue ng shares eh. Siya magbabayad ng 125,000 kay BIR. Right? Question number 2. How much is the percentage tax due on the secondary offering? Okay, so tingin ka class sa last sentence. During the IPO period, one of the existing shareholders, C, has decided to sell her entire stake. Ano tawag dyan? Secondary offering. Okay, yung existing shareholder, nagbenta ng shares niya during the IPO period. Now, compute muna natin yung ratio. Ganun palagi. Step 1, yung ratio. Well, si C, yung new shares, okay, yung ratio is, kung 1 million C, tama ba ang shares ni C, okay, 450,000. Yung existing shares niya, yung magiging numerator mo dito, okay, hindi yung new shares. Si C, meron siyang 450,000, tama? And then, yung total shares, yun pa rin, 2.5 million. Okay? So again, kung ano yung existing shares, kasi yung nag-IPO na 1 million, ibang shareholders na yan, tama? Sa public yan eh. Okay, sa public. Ngayon, si C, 450 yung existing niya. 450 divided by 2.5 million, 18%. Okay? 18%, ano yung IPO tax dyan? Nakalagay, up to 25%, 4%. Therefore, gamitin natin dyan class, 4% na IPO tax. Okay, so, how much yung babayaran dyan na IPO tax? 450,000 shares, binenta for 12.5, multiply natin by 4% na IPO tax. Okay, 450,000 times 12.5 times 0.04, 225,000. IPO tax natin class, final answer, 225,000. In this case, ang magbabayad nito si shareholder C. Okay, kanina si ABC Corp, yung first time issuance. Siyempre, ito dapat si C na kasi siya may-ari ng shares na yun eh, tama? Ayan, 225,000. Question number 3. If in August 2021, ABC decides to increase its capitalization by offering additional 500,000 of its unissued shares to the public, how much is the percentage tax? Okay. So for this one class, actually, ang tawag dito, yun yung follow-on, follow-through. Okay? Yung question 3 is follow-on, follow-through. Hindi siya subject sa IPO tax. Actually, ibabayaran mo dito documentary stamp tax or DST. Di-discuss natin next time. Therefore, sagot sa question 3, not subject to IPO tax, 0 sagot dyan. Okay? So lagay mo, not subject to IPO tax. Alright? So, ayan. Question number 4. Kasi class, yung IPO, July eh. So, ito, August nangyari. So, subsequent to IPO na yan. Question 4, if in September 2021, D decides to sell his entire ownership to the public at 15 per share. Now, September nangyari to and then, already traded and listed. Therefore, subject to STT of 6/10 of 1%. Okay? So, binenta ni D, yung ownership niya is 225,000 shares. Binenta daw niya for 15 pesos. Yung STT natin is 6/10 of 1%. So, ibig sabihin, ano yung 6/10 of 1%? 0.006. Tama? 6/10 of 1% is equal to 0.006. 225,000 times 15 times 0.006. Answer, 20,250. Stock transactions tax. Ayun. Ito yung before Bayanihan Act 2. Alright? What if after? Tingnan natin class yung magiging difference. Pag after, okay, sabi dyan, pag after, wala na, repealed na yung IPO tax. So, wala ka nito. Sagot sa question 1 is 0. Sagot sa question 2 is 0. Sagot sa question 3 is still 0. Sagot sa question 4, meron ka pa yan. 20,250 STT. Walang changes sa STT. Ayun. So, ito yung before, ito yung after. So, again, yung date, titignan mo, September 15, 2020. Alright, so inassume lang muna natin dito, what if before Bayanihan Act 2? Ito yung mga sagot mo. Alright? Ayan, so, yun ang sagot natin for the problems. Let's go to the theory questions. Mapapansin nyo kasi light lang yung topic na to, no? Compared sa VAT, mas mahirap yung VAT eh. Let's go to the theory. Number 1. Which of the following is subject to 1% or 3% under train? So 3% sa train, 1% sa create. Percentage tax. Alin daw dito yung subject sa section 116? A. Establishments whose annual gross or annual GSR exceed 3 million. Pag nag-exceed ka ng 3 million, VAT na yan. So, mali. B. Establishments whose annual GSR do not exceed 3 million who are not VAT registered. Yun. Boy na yung sagot for B. B for number 1. C. Tingnan natin yung ibang choices. Businesses whose annual GSR exceed 3 million. Once na mag-exceed ka, mandatory registration. Kahit nakalagay dyan, non-VAT registered. Pag non-VAT registered ka, tapos may mandatory registration, subject to output tax, hindi ka pwede mag-claim ng input tax. Dog, VAT-registered establishments whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 3 million. Pag VAT-registered ka, hindi na mag-matter yung 3 million. Kahit ano yung amount ng sales mo, okay? Subject to VAT ka. Boy for number 1. Number 2, statement 1. OPT are indirect taxes that can be passed on by person required to pay to another person. Tama. So, tayo nagsha-shoulder niyan, mga consumers. Statement 2, persons or transactions which are subject to OPT may still be subject to income tax. Yes. Iba yung business tax sa income tax. Okay? So, independent yan. True. Statement 3, persons and transactions that are subject to OPT are no longer subject to VAT and excise tax. Okay sana. Yung nagpamali dyan yung excise tax. Okay? It's either VAT or OPT. Pero yung excise tax, pwedeng magkasama yan. OPT plus excise, VAT plus excise, pwede yan. Okay? So, false sa number 3. Statement 4, all VAT-exempt taxpayers shall be subject to OPT. False. Pag pwede kang tax-exempt, pwede kang VAT-exempt na hindi ka magbabayad entirely talaga ng VAT or OPT. For example, ito. Yung 8% income tax option, hindi ka magbabayad ng VAT or OPT dyan. Tama? Kaya mali yung statement 4. True, true, false, false, boy. Which of the following are subject to OPT? Philippine Airlines, VAT yan. Bakit sir? Kasi class, kung titignan mo yung domestic carrier natin, balikan natin yung lecture natin, pag domestic carrier, okay, pag international, tama? Pag domestic to international, okay, pag domestic na air, whether passengers, goods, cargoes, or mails, VAT yan. Tama? It's either VAT siya. So, pag naman domestic to international, Philippines to abroad or abroad to PH, pag Philippines to abroad, 0% kasi parang nag-export eh. Tama? Pag abroad to PH, exempt naman yan kasi outside the Philippines. Therefore, yung PAL, Philippine Airlines, ayan, subject to VAT yan, okay? Subject to VAT. Assuming domestic, okay, domestic to domestic. Anyway, electric cooperative. Usually class yung mga cooperatives, exempt yan, okay? Exempt from taxes yan. Or actually, oh yes, tama, exempt from taxes yan. So, from business tax. Soriano Nightclub, amusement tax, 18%. BPI, GRT, gross receipts tax, pwedeng 5%, pwedeng 1%, pwedeng 7%. Okay? So answer natin dito class, 3 and 4, C. Number 4, which of the following is not considered a percentage tax? A, 15% tax on shares not traded through the local stock exchange. A na yung sagot. Kasi yung A, capital gains tax yan, 15%. Pag not listed, CGT. CGT is not a percentage tax. Okay? Actually, CGT is an income tax. Boy, 15% OCT, yes. 3% CCT, yes. 6/10 of 1% STT, yes. So, B, C, D percentage taxes yan, A yung sagot. Number 5, Statement 1, a radio broadcasting company whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 10 million shall not be subject to VAT, even if it decides to be subject to VAT. False. Yung nagpamali dyan, even if it decides. Kasi optional registration yan. Tama? May option siya to be VAT registered. False. Statement 2, a franchise on gas and water utilities whose annual gross receipts exceed 10 million shall automatically be subject to VAT. Actually, false yan, class. Yung 10 million, applicable lang siya sa radio and TV. Hindi siya applicable sa gas and water. Okay? False. Radio and or television broadcasting whose gross receipts in the preceding year did not exceed 10 million shall have an option to be VAT registered. Yes, optional registration. False, false, true, A. Number 6, which of the following is subject to percentage tax? Telephone bill on a call by daughter in the Philippines to her father in Japan. Ayun. Originating from the Philippines. Philippines to abroad, OCT, 10%. A na yung sagot natin. B, telephone call by a brother in Korea to his friend in Cebu. Abroad to PH, exempt. Monthly telephone bill from Globe, local. Okay, let's say local yan, VATable yan. Mobile call by a son from Quezon City to Baguio, so local din yan, VAT. Letter A for number 6. Number 7, Statement 1. A non-VAT registered transportation contractor engaged in the transport of passengers, goods, cargoes. Saan yan? Passengers, goods, cargoes liable to 1%. Okay, on VAT tax exempt persons from transport of goods or cargoes. Okay? And 3% carriers tax from transport of passengers. Statement 1 is true. Okay? Non-VAT registered siya. Pag non-VAT registered ka, pag passenger, always 3% CCT. Okay? Yung goods, cargoes, and mails, section 116 ka, which is either 3% or 1%. Kaya tama yung statement 1. Right? Statement 2, a VAT registered transportation contractor engaged in transport of passengers, goods, cargoes, liable daw siya sa 12% on transport of goods and cargoes. Pag VAT registered ka naman, yung goods, cargoes, mails mo, subject to VAT. Subject to VAT. Okay? Now, yung transport of passengers, still subject to 3% CCT. Kaya nakalagay dyan, and 3% CCT on gross receipts from transport of passengers. True for statement 2. Kaya nakalagay dito class, VAT or 116. Pag VAT registered, VAT ka. Pag non-VAT registered, tapos 3 million and below, ano ka, 116 ka. Okay? Statement 3, a non-VAT registered domestic carrier by land engaged in transport of goods. Goods tayo, land na goods, do not exceed 3 million, is liable to 1% OPT. Yes, under 116. True din yan. Number 4, a non-VAT registered domestic carrier by land engaged in the transport of goods whose annual gross receipts exceed 3 million is liable to VAT. Siyempre, pag exceed ka ng 3 million, liable to VAT ka. Dog to. All of the above statements are true. Ulitin ko lang kas, ang subject lang sa CCT is land na persons or passengers. Ito, yung mga yan. Goods, cargoes, mails, okay, na air sea is either VAT or 116. Okay, depende kung VAT registered or yung sales mo 3 million. For 7, it's dog. Isa pa. Number 8, statement 1, a non-VAT registered domestic carrier by sea engaged in the transport of passenger and goods cargoes whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 3 million is liable to 1% under Section 116. True. A non-VAT registered carrier by C. Transport of passenger, goods cargoes, pag nag-exceed ng 3 million, liable to VAT. True. Okay? Statement 3. A non-VAT registered carrier by land engaged in transport of passengers whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 3 million is liable to 3% common carrier's tax. Actually, pag land na passengers, yung 3 million hindi important yan. Okay? Kaya true pa rin yung statement 3. Statement 4. A non-VAT registered carrier by land transport of passengers whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 3 million, actually dapat yata yan, exceeding, kasi pareho lang yung 3 and 4, is liable to 3% carrier's tax. True pa rin yan. All of the above statements are true. Dog. Basically class, pag land na passengers or persons, hindi important yung 3 million. Lagi siyang subject sa 3% CCT. 9. An international carrier doing business in the Philippines shall be subject to 3% CCT and 2.5% sa gross Philippine billings. Letter C. Pag sinabing gross Philippine billings, nag-originate from the Philippines. Okay? Philippines to abroad. Pag abroad to Philippines, exempt. C for number 9. Number 10, under RMC 70-2015, TNVS or Transport Network Vehicle Services, such as but not limited to like of Grab and its partners, which are holders of valid current Certificate of Public Convenience. Important yan, no? Before mag-operate si Grab, kailangan mag-secure siya ng Certificate of Public Convenience or CPC. For transport of passengers by land shall be subject to 3% common carrier's tax. Yes, yung Grab is subject to CCT na 3%. True for number 1. Number 2, the 3% CCT is based on actual quarterly gross receipts or minimum quarterly, whichever is higher. False. Domestic common carriers are subject to 0% on its flight originating from abroad to Philippines. False. Abroad to Philippines, exempt kasi outside the Philippines yan. Resident international carriers are subject to 0% VAT on its gross Philippine billings originating from Philippines to foreign destination or abroad. Mali. Kasi class, kapag ano yung rule natin? Tingnan natin class. Kapag international carriers, ang rule natin, check ko lang yung lecture natin ha. Okay, so yung rules natin dyan, pag Philippines to abroad, alright? Sabi dito, originating from, okay, Philippines to abroad. Pag passengers, exempt. Pag goods, cargoes, mails, 3% CCT. Kaya false yan. Kasi nakalagay, 0% VAT. Hindi yan, 0% VAT. Pag passengers, exempt. Pag goods, cargoes, mails, 3%. So false yan. True, false, 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 letter A. Okay, so that's number 10. Number 11. Okay, saan yung ano ko? Nasagutan ko dito. Number 11. One of the following is subject to CCT. Owners of bangka or yung small boat, no? Exempt yan. Owners of animal-drawn two-wheeled vehicles, exempt din yan. Okay. Common carriers by land for transport of goods. Pag transport of goods, cargoes, mails, VAT or 116 yan. So false yan. Transport of passengers, yun lang yung CCT. Dog for number 11. 12. Banks are subject to VAT on interest income. Mali agad. Hindi VATable yung mga bangko kasi subject yan to gross receipts tax or GRT. False. Financing companies, pawn shops, cooperatives are subject to OPT. False. Okay? Ang nagpamali dyan, credit cooperatives. Credit cooperatives, exempt yan. Yung financing companies, pawn shops, okay, yun yung mga non-bank, other non-bank financial intermediaries subject to GRT. Nagpamali yung credit cooperatives. Exempt. Statement 3. Pawn shops, money changers, okay, or yung, yes, pawn shops and money changers, yun yung other, yung mga non-bank financial intermediaries, okay? Subject to GRT yan, hindi rin siya VATable. So, false, false, and false. Right? So, tingnan natin class yung rules. Nandun sa section 121, okay. Non-bank financial intermediaries performing quasi-banking functions and other non-bank financial intermediaries, subject to GRT yan, okay? Kaya false yan. False, 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 dog. 13. Statement 1. A person engaged in non-life insurance is subject to VAT. True. Okay? Pag non-life, VATable yan. Statement 2. Tax on life insurance is based upon total premiums collected, money, notes, credits. True. Pag life insurance, 2%. Tama ba? Statement 3. The tax on agents of foreign insurance is 4%. True yan. Statement 4. All insurance premium collected by life insurance is subject to 2%. Yes. A life insurance refunded within 6 months is not subject to 2%. Nirefund mo eh. So, dapat hindi subject to tax. Okay? All of the above statements are true. Dog. Number 14. Who shall be liable to amusement taxes? Again, letter C. Proprietor, lessees, or operator of amusement places. Letter C. Number 15. Statement 1. The 10% on winnings is based on the actual amount paid to the owner. True. Okay? Or gross winnings. Statement 2. The tax rate on, in cases of double forecast, quinela, trifecta, yun yung mga special winnings. 4%. True. All boxing exhibitions held in the Philippines shall be subject to amusement tax. False. May mga exempt. No? May tatlo tayong requisites para maging exempt. So, false yan. Number 4. Gross receipts from amusement tax shall include income from television, radio, motion picture rights. True. Statement 5. Gross receipts from amusement tax shall include from income, sale of food, within and outside. Nagpamali dyan yung outside. Dapat inside lang yan. False. True, true, false, true, false. Letter C. Oy, last page. Number 16, one of the following is not subject to amusement tax. Disco, cockpits, professional basketball. Letter D yung sagot. Bowling alleys. Vatable yan. Okay, subject to VAT pag bowling. Number 17, boxing exhibition shall be exempt. A, involves World or Oriental Championship. Yes. Okay. One of the contenders are citizens of the Philippines. Yes. Promoted by citizens of the Philippines, at least 60%, blah, blah, blah. Dog, all of the conditions must be met. Okay, yun yung requisites for exemption. Number 18, let's assume guys na before Bayanihan Act 2, okay? Primary offering of shares during IPO shall be subject to 4-2%. Yes, true. Secondary offering, sold during IPO, 4-1%. True. Follow-on, follow-through shall not be subject to business tax but subject to DST. True. Number 4, shares of stock held as investment subject to STT or 6/10 of 1%. True din yan. Shares of stock as investment, pag sold directly to buyer, ibig sabihin non-listed or unlisted shares, 15% of CGT. Okay? So true lahat yan. All of the above statements are true assuming before Bayanihan Act 2. Okay? So magiging false dyan kapag Bayanihan Act 2 na yung statements 1 and 2. Tama, statements 1 and 2. Number 19. Okay, statement 1. Sale by a stock dealer of shares through local stock exchange is subject to stock transaction tax. False. Pag mga stock dealers, stock brokers, yun yung ordinary course of business nila, vatable yan. Okay, subject to VAT. So false yung statement 1. Statement 2. Sale by a stock dealer of shares directly to buyer is subject to capital gains tax. False. Basta dealer ka or stock broker ka, kahit listed or unlisted shares yan, laging vatable yan. Kasi yun yung line of business mo. Okay? So false din yan. Statement 3. The corporate issuer is the taxpayer as the IPO in the local stock exchange of closely held corporations concerned. True yan. False, false, and true. Again, pag initial offering, si issuing corporation, yung liable. Pag secondary, yung nagbenta na. Okay? Yung liable, si seller. False, false, true. Answer is A. Only one of the above statements is true. Okay? So I think that's it for other percentage taxes.